Design, comfort and safety. Let's zoom in and take a closer look at the features. Two things struck me when I took the helmet out of the box. First of all, the quality. You immediately know that you're holding an object of quality. This is ABS, it's certified. It's certainly going to protect you in case of need. And the second thing, what do you think? The design. The design is really cool. Inside it's got padding. You can see the padding here throughout. So this makes it really comfortable. It's a well-balanced helmet. I've worn a lot of helmets on bicycles. This is a well-balanced, really comfortable helmet with the toggle at the back so that you can adjust for a snug fit. They've done something remarkable with the clip here. It's magnetic. I was looking forward to having a play with this, and I thought, wow, magnetic. You know, will I be able to pull this apart? It is absolutely impossible to pull this apart. It's been specially engineered so that it will not shift. And at the end of the ride, you have to just glide it forward like this to unattach. So when you put the helmet on, there's no fumbling, fidgeting around. You just hear that click and you're ready to go. To charge it up, you need to pull this little toggle at the bottom of the helmet, and the cable just slides in there, and it's a USB at the other end. You're familiar with that. What I like about the cable is it's the same cable for the helmet as for the remote. Now the remote is on option, but I would say this is a must. This is what is going to give you safety, especially when you're riding in the evening. So you give it a twist here, and you see it's got the same sort of system. You pull on this and you can charge it up. The remote only needs charging. I've been riding for 6 months, once a month. The helmet, I charge my helmet every 3 to 4 days. It depends how much I'm riding. So this is really nicely done, because the big buttons, now we're going to cold weather, we're wearing gloves. The devil is in the detail. So you can easily press the buttons to indicate you're turning left or right. So let's switch the helmet on. Of course, we've scanned the QR code to download the application. We'll have a look at that in a few moments. The button on off is at the back of the helmet, so you hold this down for a couple of seconds and this will flash 3 times when it's paired with the helmet. You'll see the 2 arrows flashing here. The green lights, there it's flashing. The green lights you just saw is the charge of the battery. There are 40 individual LED lights here in this little band. So you can just imagine the possibilities, the different configurations that you'll be able to do. So here's the situation, guys. You're riding through the streets of Paris on a cycle path, so you're pretty safe. All of a sudden there's a van parked, unloading boxes onto the pavement. So you need to overtake the van. Now you're out into the traffic and there's a bus coming up behind you. So what do? You take your remote and you press on the button. Look at that. You've got a half sweep clearly indicating your intention to turn. And the great thing about it is if you're at a crossroads, the facing traffic can also see your intention to turn. And that's what riding bikes in cities is all about. It's about safety. I've put this on manual mode, so I press it again to switch it off. Now the great thing about the remote, it's got a sensor inside. You see the brake lights coming on. So let's wait till it goes off. I'm riding and then I stop. And as I stop, as I slow down, the brake light will indicate to the vehicle behind me that I am slowing down, just like a car. This is a fabulous piece of equipment. It's Unit 1 and it's called Faro, F-A-R-O. Let's have a quick look at the application. The application is done beautifully with the helmet that's turning here, which means when we're going to customize the lights, we can see what the final result looks like on the application. So there's a notion here of economizing the battery on the helmet whilst you do it. We're on the home page. We click on the next icon here. You've got some challenges that you can do, badges that you can win further down the line. What we're interested in today is customizing. So the parameters here at top right, let's click on there. And you can immediately see fall detection here, because it's all about security, your safety. So this will call a friend. You've fallen off the bike. There's been no response for 1 minute, 4 minutes. You decide the time. It will contact a friend. For the moment, let's customize the lights. How does that work? You've got presets. They're pretty good, balanced, performance. If you want to save some battery, it's this one. And we've got solid lights. But I like to customize, so I've clicked on Add New. So let's do that. It's asking for a name, so I'm putting up my name here, David. Let's put David. Let's customize. It's asking me to confirm, customize. That's what we want to do. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We're into the menu. So the helmet's turning. All we have to do is press front lights, bottom left, and make sure this toggle is on. You see there, we can't read, toggle on. You can have a solid light and the demonstrations on the helmet on the application. You can make it strobe, you can make it flash, you can make it beacon. So I like the flash. When you're happy with your choice, you go top left to the arrow and we move on to the backlights. It's exactly the same thing. I want to show you the hidden lights. The hidden lights is this superb panel at the back of the helmet. If we switch that on, this really gives a strong light, and you can increase the intensity, you can change the color. It can beacon, it can flash. The only drawback here is it's permanent, so this will consume some battery power. Now I prefer to save that, so I'm going to toggle off here and move on to the next menu. I prefer to save that for the brake lights. Now I've been riding cities for 20 years, and I would say the first concern when you're on a bicycle is your safety. So look at this. If I press the toggle on and I press the solid light, there's a sensor in the remote. Now be careful, because the brake lights and the turning lights only work with the remote. It's on option, but I would say it's a must-have. So the sensor, as you slow down, will bring on the brake light, just like a car. So we're going to keep that. And now we're moving on to the turn signals. So you're pulling out suddenly because there's a van parked on the cycle path. There's a bus coming up behind you. Look at that. Your intention is to turn left, and that can clearly be seen. You've got the full sweep. You've got the half sweep. You've got the duration. The duration, I've put it on manual mode so I can stop whenever I want, because sometimes you need a long indication, sometimes you need it short. So we've got the turn signals going. I press there, and when I'm happy with everything, this little arrow top right, let's press on there, use it on my helmet. Obviously we need to switch the helmet on now at this moment and wait till the application pairs up with the helmet. The remote's on too, and then you just press use it on my helmet and you are ready to ride. This was Unit 1 Faro, F-A-R-O, and I strongly recommend it.